How much do you really need to retire at 60? You've probably heard $1 million, maybe 2 million, maybe even more. But those big headline numbers don't actually tell you anything useful. Because the real answer depends on math, not hype. Retiring at 60 changes the equation. You're retiring earlier than traditional retirement age. You're funding more years. You're covering healthcare before Medicare. And your money has to last longer. Welcome to the Simply Speaking About Money video channel. It is here where we talk about budgeting, saving, and investing in the real world of probabilities, and not the crazy hype, noise, and lottery-like promises of possibilities. So in this video, we're going to walk through the real numbers step by step in plain English, so you can understand what retiring at 60 actually requires. And by the end, you'll know how to calculate your own number realistically. Retiring at 60 is not the same as retiring at 67. At 67, you qualify for full Social Security. At 65, you qualify for Medicare. At 60, you get neither. That means your investments must cover your full income needs, your healthcare costs, and potentially 7 years before full retirement benefits begin. You are essentially self-funding retirement earlier than the system expects. That requires a more conservative approach. This isn't about optimism. It's about probability. If your retirement lasts 30 to 35 years, the margin for error shrinks. So the first thing we do is ignore internet headlines and start with one simple question. How much do you actually need to spend each year? Most people make the mistake of starting with a savings goal. But retirement planning doesn't start with how much you have. It starts with how much you need. Let's say you currently spend $75,000 per year. In retirement, some expenses might decrease. Maybe the mortgage is gone. Maybe commuting disappears. But other expenses increase. Healthcare, insurance, possibly travel. For many households, retirement spending ends up being about 70 to 90% of pre-retirement income. So let's assume you need $70,000 per year to live comfortably. That annual spending number is the foundation of everything. Not $1 million headline. Not a viral video. Your actual spending. Now we apply a withdrawal rate. You've probably heard of the 4% rule. Historically, withdrawing about 4% of a diversified portfolio annually, adjusted for inflation, has often sustained a 30-year retirement in many market environments. So let's do simple math. If you need $70,000 per year, and you divide that by 4%, you get about $1.75 million. That's the portfolio required to generate $70,000 annually under that rule. But here's where retiring at 60 changes things. The 4% rule was built around retiring at 65. If you retire at 60, you may need income for 35 years or more. That increases risk exposure. Because of that, many conservative planners use 3.5% instead. Using 3.5%, that same $70,000 per year requires closer to $2 million. Not because we're pessimistic, but because we're realistic about time horizon and volatility. Now let's layer in Social Security. At 60, you can't claim benefits yet. At 62, you can claim early, but your benefit is permanently reduced. If you wait until full retirement age, usually around 67, you receive full benefits. If you delay beyond that, benefits increase even more. So let's imagine this scenario. You retire at 60. You need $70,000 per year. You plan to delay Social Security until 67. At that point, you expect $30,000 per year in benefits, from age 60 to 67. Your investments must provide the full $70,000 annually. After 67, your investments may only need to provide $40,000 annually. Because Social Security covers the rest, that shift reduces pressure later, but it increases pressure in the early years. Which is why retiring at 60 often requires stronger reserves than retiring at 65 or 67. Another major factor is healthcare. Medicare typically begins at 65. If you retire at 60, you need 5 years of private coverage, depending on income and location. Private insurance can cost thousands per year, sometimes well into 5 figures annually for a household. If you fail to include that in your retirement math, your projections will be wrong. Healthcare isn't optional. It's not a variable expense you can skip. It must be built into the plan. And this alone can increase the amount you need saved before retiring at 60. Now here's the encouraging part. There are ways to reduce the amount you need. First, reduce fixed expenses before retirement. Eliminate high-interest debt. Pay off major loans if possible. Second, consider phased retirement. If you earn even $20,000 per year part-time between 60 and 65, that dramatically reduces how much you must withdraw from investments. Third, downsizing or relocating can meaningfully reduce annual spending. Retirement does not have to mean zero income. Even modest earnings early in retirement can extend portfolio longevity significantly. The lower your annual spending, the lower your required portfolio. This is why budgeting matters even more after 50. Because every permanent expense reduction lowers the retirement number. So what is the realistic range? For many middle-income households retiring at 60, the required portfolio often falls between $1.2 million and $2 million, closer to $1.2 million if spending is modest and debt is low, closer to $2 million or more if lifestyle expenses are higher and healthcare costs are significant. The number isn't universal. It's mathematical. Your spending divided by a conservative withdrawal rate. That's it. No hype. No guessing. No emotional predictions. Just structured planning. Retiring at 60 is absolutely possible. But it requires intention. It requires clarity about spending, realistic withdrawal rates, healthcare planning, smart Social Security timing, and disciplined investing. This is why we follow a simple structure. Budget, save, invest. Based on probabilities, not possibilities. If you found this helpful, subscribe. Because retirement decisions aren't about chasing returns. They're about building systems that last. And the goal isn't just retiring at 60. It's staying retired, securely, for decades. If you want to see your entire financial life in one place, clarity is the first step. That's where Empower comes in. Empower gives you powerful tools. to track your net worth, monitor investments, analyze fees, and plan for retirement, all in one dashboard. You can connect your accounts, see exactly where you stand, and make smarter decisions with real data, because what gets measured gets managed. If you're serious about organizing your money and building long-term wealth, check out the link in the description to explore Empower. Affiliate disclosure: I may earn a commission if you sign up using my link at no extra cost to you. If you found value in today's video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Simply Speaking About Money so you never miss practical strategies that help you build wealth and make smarter financial decisions. Also, check the description box below for the financial tool we recommend related to today's topic. It's a resource we personally suggest because it can help you apply what you've just learned and take action immediately. Your support helps this channel continue bringing you clear, no-hype financial education. Now stay with us, because up next is a special bonus that can help you take this even further.